Hi, good evening, folks. I've just been playing around with my Xiegu again, obviously, as you do. It does have a problem. It's not a serious problem, I don't think. I think the internal battery is not very great in it. It doesn't seem to want to charge. It's always telling me it's fully charged, basically. So, and it does read 8 volts. But what happens is it does come on and it runs at 8 volts, as you can see there on this firmware, 8 volts. We're not in the charge mode. The charger's switched off. So I've ordered the battery. Now, I got this radio second hand for actually quite a cheap price, to be fair. If there's a problem with the battery management, well, fair enough. I've taken my chance, I bought it. It's not at the end of the world. The radio working fine on externally, no problems at all. And to be quite honest, I don't particularly like the internal battery because it produces more heat along with the finals and so on. I am running it, just a quick lash up. I've got a 12 volt fan, run it in 12 volts, it's as noisy as blazes. So I've just put a couple of resistors on it so it's turning slower and a lot less noise to keep it cool, and it's actually stone cold, and it stays stone cold on transmit. Had a lot of good QSOs with this radio. I get extremely good reports. I'm really surprised how good it is. I've had quite a number of QRP contacts on 5 watts between over the weekend and today, Monday. So yes, talked to quite a number of stations in the Scottish Islands this morning as well, which was very good. Now there's another firmware, and the guy that I got this from put an SD card in it, and he said there's alternative software on it that can do other things. Now this radio, in actual fact, receives FT8. The only thing you need to do is make sure the clock is synchronized, but there is ways of doing it with another firmware upgrade where you basically press the button in between transmissions and that will update the clock on FT8. It also does FT4, I believe. I think, let me see, FT4, yes, does FT4. We'll see if that builds up. I've not tried that yet. But I managed to synchronize the clock fairly accurately. Whether or not it's that accurate, I have no idea. But to be fair, the dissenters of, let me put it this way, would you call it, digital modes that say, oh, you're connected to a computer, blah, 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 blah. In actual fact, in this case, we're not connected to any computers. We are connected, we've got the microphone connected here on the side. It's not going anywhere. The lead on the side is a speaker, that little speaker there, to give us a wee bit more audio volume. So we've got that, and we've got the fan and the supply to the battery, and of course an antenna input. So here we are. These are the ones it's calling CQ at the moment. I don't know whether it'll focus too well. It seems to be. Let me just expand that a little bit in. That might be a wee bit easier to see. There we go. And this is what we're receiving at the moment. All the CQ stations. Now I can come off CQ, and this will show me all the ones that's transmitting anyway. It's a big list there. One at 3,000, 5,000 kilometers as well. So we're picking up fine. This is actually on 20 meters we're listening to at the moment, and it seems to be coming up. Now, if I go here and press this button here, which enables it to transmit, the next CQ is not my call sign, so I cannot do that. And at this point, I don't know how I change that to my call sign. So that's something I need to try and find out. But it's a great little radio, I have to say. There are now available reasonably cheaply on second hand. Now I got this from the G3CWI site from a lad down south for 340 plus postage. So that I reckon that was quite reasonable. Only snag is if it's just it possibly has a fault. As I say, I've ordered 2 batteries for it. I have a sneaky feeling the fault is the batteries, not anything else. So they're coming. They should be here by Wednesday. So I'm going to fit them in and so on. We'll see how it works after that. Hopefully that cures the issue. If it doesn't, well, it's a bit of a shame, because that actually annoys me a little bit that somebody's actually sold a radio well, how can I put it? It's got a fault without telling me. I would have probably quite happily taken it off the guy If it'd be upfront and honest, I wouldn't have been a problem with it. But I'm not blaming anybody right now. It could just be battery issues, and I'm quite happy to replace the batteries and Bob's your auntie. So, anyways, a lovely little radio. I'm very impressed with it. It works extremely well. I've had really good audio reports. And to be honest, not that I really want to, I would actually consider buying a new one. I'm not so sure about the new X6200. There's one or two kind of iffy reports about that, but again, I think they all could be firmware based. One of the advantages of that is it's a detachable battery. You don't have to strip it to bits to fit the battery in it. So there you go. Anyway, pleased so far. I just thought I'd show you this decoding FT8. So for the digital dissenters that say you need a computer, in actual fact you don't. You don't need a digital computer. You can do it. So you can go up the hill with it. You can go do a little bit of field work, etc., etc. You can do FT8 if you wish to do something like that. So that's fine. Recently, I've been bombarded with people tuning up when I've been trying to have a QSO, and I've also had somebody playing music on 80 meters, and not 80, sorry, 40 meters. And I find that very annoying, and you don't get that kind of stuff here in FT8. You don't, so there you go. Anyway, there you go, that's us. I thought I'd just let you see it. Thanks very much, guys, for watching the video. All the best, take care, tatty bye.